Hello everyone. So in today's video we're going to do some more work on how to read those different kinds of notes, and we're also going to start working on a new piece of music which is called Ready Steady Bow. Now for our warm-up today we are going to play all of our strings G, D, A and E. What I'd like you to do to begin with is just play each note once. So you're going to play G, then D, then A, and then E. So pause the video and try that now. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is to play each note, but this time twice. So we're going to go G, G, D, D, A, E, E. Now this time I'd like you to play it with me, so don't pause the video. We're going to play it together and I'm going to say ready go when I want you to start. So here we are, ready, go. G, G, D, D, A, E, E. And the last thing we're going to do for our warm-up is we're going to play each note 4 times. So that's going to go like this. G, 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 D, 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 A, E, 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 E. Now notice when I'm doing that, I'm moving my arm up and down 4 times for every note. So get ready. I'm going to say ready go again and we're going to try that together. Ready go. G, 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 D, 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 A, E, 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 E. Before we do some more note reading, let's just remind ourselves how it all works. So here we can see a note. When you see one of those, you've got to play something on your violin. And here we can see the stave, which is the 5 lines that go across the screen. The notes go on top of the stave, and how high or how low they are, that tells you what you've got to play on the violin. You could be playing a G, a D, an A, or an E. Now at the moment we are just concentrating on our 2 lowest strings, G and D. So let's take a closer look at those. Here is D for dogs, and the blob here is below the bottom line of the stave. And the G for greedy is even lower still. Here it is, and it's so low that it's got 2 extra lines underneath the stave. In last week's video we looked at a few of these bars that have got some D's and G's in them. So this was one from last week, and this one goes D, then G, then D, and then it's got a rest at the end. So we're going to look at a few more of those now. So here you can see 5 of them on the screen, and they have got letters A, B, C, D and E in red, just so we know which one is which. And if we look at the top of the screen there, you can see it says number 1. And then after the number 1 it says G, G, D. So what we're going to do to begin with is we are going to try and find the bar there that has the notes G, then a G, then a D. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? Or is it E? So pause the video now and see if you can find the one that goes G, G, D. Okay, did you manage to find it? So G, G, D is bar C. So that was number 1. Now in a few seconds I'm going to ask you to pause the video, and I'd like you to do the same for 2, 3, 4 and 5. So you're going to find which bar they match onto, and then after you've paused the video I will give you the answers. So please pause the video now. And here are the answers. So number 2 goes G, D, G, and that is bar D at the bottom left there. Number 3 goes D, then G, then G, and that is bar B at the top right. Number 4 goes D, G, G, D. Now I think that was the easiest one because that's the only one that's got 4 notes in it. So that is bar A. And then number 5 goes D, D, G, and that is bar E. The last thing we're going to do in this week's video is start to learn a new piece of music called Open String Boogie. And here are the notes for Open String Boogie. And if you look closely, you will see that we've got 4 Ds at the beginning, and then 2 Gs, and then there is a black rectangle that looks a bit like a block of chocolate sitting on the middle line of the stave there. That rectangle is a rest that lasts for 2 beats. So if we put all of that together, it goes D, 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 G, G, rest, rest. So let's have a go at playing that on the violin now. So get your violin ready and your bow hold, and we're starting off on the D string, D for dogs, which is your second string along, and we're going to play 4 of them. Remember, we're moving our bow down and up both directions, so 4 Ds sounds like this. So let's try that together, and I'm going to count you in with a 5, 6, 7, 8. So here we go, 4 Ds, 5, 6, 7, 8. D, 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 D. Now after we've played the 4 Ds, it is 2 Gs. So to play our Gs, remember you've got to lift your elbow up to reach over. And again, we're going to go forwards and backwards. 2 Gs sounds like this. So same thing as before, I'm going to count you in with a 5, 6, 7, 8. But this time you're going to play 2 Gs. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. G, G. Now here's the tricky bit, because we're going to do our 4 Ds, then our 2 Gs, but we're going to do them without any gap in between. So that should sound like this. D, 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 G, G. So pause the video now and have a practice of 4 Ds, then 2 Gs without the gap. Okay, so what we're going to do now is 4 Ds, then 2 Gs, then the rest, rest, and we're going to do that lots of times in a row. And I want you to join in with me. So I'm going to start now, and when you're ready, just join in. So here we go. D, 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 G, G, rest, rest. 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 Now I would like you to practice that on your own this week, please. And what we'll do next week is add some more notes after that, and then we'll be able to play the whole of Open String Boogie. But for this week, that's all I've got to teach you. Bye bye.